Grand rising to all my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day because I sure am. And I have a message from you today. It's taken from Jeremiah. Jeremiah is talking about Jeremiah. Jeremiah had an assignment. Jeremiah was to proclaim the Jews, but he was a kid. He was afraid to do what God had called him to do. He was afraid of all the people's faces and what they might say. You know, he was very insecure. And we're going to call this securing the insecure. Okay, Jeremiah was insecure. Okay, he thought he couldn't fulfill his assignment. He thought that, people would make fun of him, laugh and joke about what he's doing. You know how we have an assignment, but we don't have full faith in ourselves. We feel like we out of place and somebody's going to say this about me or somebody's going to say that about me. So I'm going to read Jeremiah verse 1 and 5. Before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. And before you came forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I obtained thee a prophet unto nations. So what God was saying is that before we were born, before we was formed in our mother's womb, he know us. He know everything about us. He know every part. It was a careful plot. God planned. He designed us. God know what his assignment for our lives would be. So he knew that we would be, well, for me, he knew I would be a hard-headed, big mouth, always talking junk, don't want to listen. He knew that when he formed me in my mother's womb. So he knew he had a job ahead of him. And he formed me in my mother's womb. So he began sanctifying me at birth. He started sanctifying me then because he knew it's going to take a lifetime to get this girl right. And that's what God does for us. He does what no one else can do for us. Okay? God created my parents, my siblings. Every experience, every pain was a part of God's plan for my life. Okay? And God, He said, let's celebrate. We need to celebrate our experiences that God has taken us through. Okay, we need to celebrate some of the experience because if we hadn't been there, we could never talk about where we are today. God will take your mess and make your mess a message. And that's exactly what he's done for me. He's taken my mess and made it a message. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been through so much. God has taken me through. He has taken me through it all. He stood by my side through it all. I can say I learned to depend on Jesus through it all. Okay, God was forming us from the mother's womb. So we need to learn how to celebrate all those things we've been through. A regular person couldn't dare go through the things I've been through. They couldn't stand it, okay? I done been through all these surgeries. I've been on my deathbed and I came back from that 1 year to live. God has been so good to me. And God know what he has in store for my life. Way back then, he knew that one day I will be sitting before you talking about Jesus and how good he is, how sweet he is, and what he can do for you. Because if he changed me, he sure can change you too. You best believe it. God was forming you. God knew at the start that you were going to be a handful, okay? He knew you was going to be a handful, and that's why God chose you. He's sanctifying you, okay? He knew he had a whole lot of cleaning up to do, but he chose you. All right. So let's take a look at that and see that I might be jacked up now, but I ain't where I used to be. You understand what I'm saying? I might be jacked up now, but I ain't where I used to be. And like I said, God took a mess to make a message. Okay? And I ain't where I'm supposed to be. God got plans for me. I'm a work in progress. God is using me just as I am. He's using me just as I am. So start where you are. Maybe Friday night you got drunk, but you're not drunk today. Amen. Okay? Say amen. You're not where you was on yesterday,